Hello everyone and welcome to episode 1 of Kerbal Space Program, version 1.0.2 technically. I am Fenaqua and this is actually going to be my second series, although I'm not going to label it as such on my channel. I've done one in the past. I can't remember if it's on my channel currently or if it was something that I'd done before I had switched over to this new fancy channel here, but we'll talk about this as we continue on. I have played Kerbal Space Program before. I have like 160 some odd hours in it. We're gonna start a new game. We're gonna call this one Fenaqua Days, and we're gonna do career mode, full-on career mode. I'm gonna mess with some of the difficulty settings. For example, I'm going to keep on no entry purchase required on research. So whenever I research new parts, I won't have to pay for them, which is a huge drain on resources. And I don't care for spamming missions. So just a little thing we can do. Missing crews respawn, we'll turn that off. Quick loading and reverting flights, I'm going to keep on. Anything else? No, we don't need that. A lot of stock vessels? No, we can make our own. And we'll keep our funds and science and reputation all at standard. What's moderate? Is that going to change it? Yeah, we'll go with moderate. I do want to keep that on, and that's pretty much it. Resource, actually, you know what? Because I don't know, a lot of this stuff is new. I haven't played in a long time. Really, when the asteroid, when like the NASA pack came out, I had stopped playing. You know, we'll just do moderate, and we'll just turn on the no entry for purchase required. So that'll be good. Fenaqua, please, let's start. Oh, we need a flag. We need a flag. Yes, this is a cool thing. So what kind of flag do we want? We got ESA, NASA, Squad. We got some more Kerbal Space Program universe things. This looks more like a Steam thing. There's one I like. Where is it? Not the blorbs, not the bullseye. Kerbin flag? That could work. Yeah, let's do Kerbin flag. Kerbin Mun flag. I like it. Feels great. Let's start. Alright, so yeah, I do know the basics of the game, so I'm not going to be completely blowing myself up right off the bat. But I'm going to walk you guys through it. I'm going to assume that most of you guys don't play the game, and I hope that you guys will just enjoy it, and you'll learn a little bit about maybe some rocket science, or just aerodynamics, or anything really, anything sciencey, or just about me even. And maybe you'll like it yourself and you'll want to go and get the game because it is very fun. So we have Gene Kerman over here. He's just telling us a little bit about this, and we'll go over this ourselves. We can move the camera around a little bit here. So we have some different structures, and they highlight when you mouse over them. Over here we have. Oh yes, this is the contract center. What is this called actually? It doesn't actually tell me in here. But we have 2 contracts available to us, and this is going to give us some basic, some little science boost, and mostly money. So launch our first vessel. I can do that, no problem. We'll take that. Escape the atmosphere. Collect science data from Kerbin. Is there a location? Any science experiment data within Kerbin from Kerbin. Okay, that's easy. Oh, it's going to give us a nice boost of cash too. Okay, so that is us for now. We are maxed out on contracts. So let's go back. So we right click, it's the mission control is what that's called, and you can see we can upgrade them all. Excuse me, my allergies right now are getting the best of me a little bit. These can also be destroyed if you launch a rocket and fire it into the vehicle assembly building, for example. You'll have to repair it. And each of these upgrades will give us different things. This will give us action groups. We have the Research and Development Center. It's expensive. That'll let us get surface samples, which is nice. Astronaut complex, administration building, we don't need to deal with that for a while. Tracking station, which will be good. Yeah, that one we'll need to get ourselves maneuver nodes eventually. But anyway, let's just jump right in. Oh, we have the runway over here and the launch pad. We'll be using the launch pad for a while. We're not going to have any aerodynamic parts, as we'll see. We'll jump right into the vehicle assembly building. This is where we're going to make all our rockets. And here's Werner von Kerman telling us a little bit about the vehicle assembly building. And there's different tutorials as well if you'd like to complete them on your own. I'm not going to bore you. So first thing we need something for our pilot to sit in. And that's all this capsule is really. Mark 1 command pod. Really just a glorified chair with some walls. So our supplies right now are really limited. We have a flea solid booster, the pod. We've got these modular girder segments, so we can get kind of silly with that in a second. Aerodynamics, we have a basic fin. We'll need a parachute, definitely. And, ooh, we do have the Mr. Goo unit, so we'll put that on the side. And we want this to snap. Snappity snap. So, excuse me, ooh, allergies. If we were to put these off-center of each other, it would actually, say we were to go down to one, the symmetry mode to 1, we put 2 on like this, it's going to make our rocket go off to the side. If we put our rocket on here, we can see our center of mass. It's kind of off-center. Whereas if we were to put it on 2 of these, it's kind of more in the line there. You can see we can have it move around like that. It's very subtle with this because it's not very big, but it is there. So, I apologize for the noises. What we're going to do here is have a very simple rocket. Where did that thing go? It's down here. Oh my goodness. So yeah, we have this on the side. That's pretty much good to go. Very, very simple. We're not even going to name it or save it or anything. We will change the action groups around because I don't want to keep doing that. And we'll talk more about those in a second. But let's launch. And we're not going to launch it right now, actually. We're actually just going to sit here and collect some basic science. Because there is science to be done even on this launch pad, where you would think we would have gathered all the science already. So if we could right click on the pod, we can make a crew report. We can ask Jebediah what his situation is. You record the crew's assessment of the situation. See? Nailed it. It's only 1.4 science units. I can't transmit it back. That would be ideal, because I don't have a transmitter. But I can keep the data. I can actually have him do an EVA and EVA report, and that's 5 sciences. And then he can climb. Oh yeah, F. That does nothing. It's weird. It says climb out. Board. We want a board. So let's observe Mr. Goo. And we'll keep that. And we can do the other one as well, and that'll just get a little bit of science. Because you can see we miss one if we only collect it here without processing it. So we'll just collect both, and we'll get both the science for that. So let's recover the vessel right now. So it's a very impressive first mission. You know, it's really hardcore, just, you know, but hey, 18 science is 18 science. What else do we get? We got, I don't think we actually gained any money from that. It's hard to tell. We must have, right? Because we didn't start with that much. We only started with, what, 15,000, and now we have 93,000? I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway, crew, he gained an XP. That's good. Let's go over to our science building. That's research and development. So we have 18.7 science. Each of these costs 5, which means we can now afford both of these. So what is this going to give us? We have some engines, some fuel, and down here we have another command pod. It's a cockpit, another science unit, communicatron, that is an antenna, and a separator. So both of these are going to be really, really awesome. Let's research, and let's research. And you know what? We didn't even need to use that flea engine, because now we have the upgraded. We can use that engine. So these ones are going to cost 20, 18, and 15. So now we're going to need to get some serious science action going. So let's go over here. We're not even, you know, we're not even going to use this. So there. I don't think we want to use this. I think we're fine with this one right that we have here. What does it weigh? It weighs more. Okay, yeah, it weighs more. This is fine. And we can't even put a parachute on the top. How lame is that? So we have fuel tank. It's a very small fuel tank. But this is liquid fuel, so it can use a liquid fueled engine. Whereas these guys, this is the bigger version of what I was just using. This is the flea engine. These are solid rocket boosters, so these are fuel and rocket engines in one. They're very inefficient. You cannot control the throttle. You basically fire them, and they have to burn out, and that's pretty much the end of the story there. So with liquid fuel, it's going to be really nice because we can kind of control our burn, and yeah, it's just really awesomeness. I don't know. I'm going to kind of get a little bit nuts here. There we go. I think that's good. We don't want to get too insane. And how many parts can we actually use? 30. We've only used 13. That's fine. Let's also slap... Oh, we can use a stage separator too. So let's actually put this on the bottom. And there's a motorcycle or something. Apologize about that. Yeah, so we can have this here, and I think it's going to be plenty of lift. I think we're going to be fine. We will slap some fins on the side. We're slapping everything on here. So basically we'll just put these on. We'll put 4 of them on so it's nice and even. And this is just going to make it so that way when the air flows over it, it's going to try and orient it. So instead of trying to flip over so the heavy engine is at the back, it's going to keep this pointing into the wind. That's really all that there is to that story. You know what? I'm going to actually just put this here. And we will put an antenna on. Put 2 antennas just to be safe. Put them right down here. I don't know if those are actually going to survive, but whatever. It'll be what it'll be, right? And we'll put a stack separator here, because this is really, basically what's going to happen is, with these separators, we're going to fire them off, and so these are different stages of the rocket. So when we first launch, this is going to fire. It's going to fire until it burns out. Then we're going to separate this. Basically this will fall back, and we'll fire this engine under here, that one, which is going to take us off into the distance. And when we come crashing back down, we don't want all of this getting in the way and blowing up and causing harm for our poor little Kerbal in here. So we're just going to ditch that when we're high up, and then when we fall back to Earth, or to Kerbal, I mean, we'll just have this section here. So who are we taking along? We can also select our pilot. We have Jebediah, who's a pilot, Bill, who's an engineer, Bob, who's a scientist, and Valentina, who is also a pilot. Valentina is the first female Kerbal. For the entire early access, there were only male Kerbonauts. So that's really cool that they're in here. And let's have Valentina be our first pilot into potentially space. So let's just check our staging here. That's gonna fire. Then we can do these in one stage. That's fine. Then this, and the parachute lasts. So that's good. Let's launch it. What do we call this one? Let's call it. Into the Beyond. It's not a very rockety name, but it's fine. It's first. They're just learning. The Kerbals are really just learning how to do this, so it's totally good. Probably should have saved it. Whatever. It's fine. So now we just load in. Alright, so here we are on the launch pad, our rocket ready to go. I'm going to hit Z, so I'm at max velocity, or max throttle, I should say, not velocity. Even though it's not going to matter, like actually I'm going to hit X and I'll put it to 0, and you can see when I fire this engine, it's going to go full blast. Here we go, ready? Turn SAS on, keep us pointed in one direction. Thank you, Valentina. There we go. So yeah, still at 0. The fact that I changed this around means nothing happens. And we're actually going to turn over a little bit because of the new aerodynamic model versus the... Ooh, they've got some records going on down here. Oh, and there it is. Let's go. Now we need that throttle. That's fine. We can hold it right there. We're just a little off center, just kind of going upwards. First altitude record, first speed record. All right, we're getting all the records here. Let's actually turn off our SAS, and we'll let it fall a little to the side here. You know, we can probably turn this down a little bit. We're going really fast. We are going very fast. We don't have too much fuel left. You can see our fins are doing work here, keeping us kind of on point into the wind. We're really high up. Oh wow, we are not in a very good orbit here. Let's just punch it out of here. No, let's not punch it out of here. I think I just broke the sound barrier. I don't know what I just broke. Out of the atmosphere, maybe? Let's go a little more this way, not too much. We're outside of most of the atmosphere, so we can pretty much do whatever we want at this point. We just can't get too crazy. Like, if we were to completely flatten out, it probably would not be good times. So let's... Oops, I'm going the wrong direction now. So I'm using the nav ball to actually steer along this green thing, orange thing. I'm going to just punch it that way, just because. Ooh, man, this is getting shaky. Shaky up here. I'm almost out of the atmosphere completely. Okay, and we're out of fuel. We did not have a very good first launch. Let's separate now. Alright, so that's going to float off and crash back down separately. Alright, we're now in space. Okay, it was a high launch. Let's take a crew report real quick. And we got some stuff. Mystery goo. I'm going to actually take a look at that real quick again. Crew seems to have clumped into a sphere. It also appears to become brittle, and that gives us 9 science. Oof. We'll take a observation from the material bay. I'm actually really high up. Jeez. Microgravity has greatly affected the growth of crystalline structures. Loose objects are also flying around the bay in a very messy but fascinating way. That's 22 sciences. Look at that. What does this say again? Review report. 4.5 science. Seems like we are very much in space right now. The sky seems to be mostly below us, which is good. I cannot do an EVA in space until I upgrade my one of the things down there. If we hit M, we can go out to the map, and we can actually see that our apoapse is 190 meters. 190,000 meters, I'm sorry, 190 kilometers. So that's going to take us actually, like, really, really high up. So we're going to hit some records for sure. So let's go ahead and time accelerate here. We can speed this up a little bit. And we are very high. I don't think this is actually high enough. Well, can we transmit that report? Yeah, we can. Full science. Let's transmit it. It's going to use up most of our electric charge, but that's okay. And then if we take a crew report here, same thing. Excuse me, same thing. Crew report near Kerbal. Alright, so that's fine. So I'm just going to kind of point myself so I'm facing away from the Earth, or the Kerbal. The Kerbal? I'm away from Kerbal. And let's head back down. We are going down. We're going to gain speed pretty rapidly here, so this is actually going to be a very fast descent. I might lose this this science bay here. Using physics warp can affect the structural stability of vehicles. Yes, that is true. I'm just not going to do it until I am going to use it until I am about 30,000 meters. And we can turn SAS off. Oh, maybe not. Maybe we want to keep that on. Kind of keep ourselves pointed into the wind here. Oh yeah, this is not great. We are slowing down. We're so, oh jeez. Okay. Not good. Not a good thing. Oh, we are going very fast. Okay, but nothing happening, nothing blowing up. That's good. Okay, we are very, that is a lot of G's. Did you see how many G's that was? That was like all the way up here. G's, in the red. Okay, well, we can deploy our chute now. Chute is generally under 300 meters, I believe. Oops, we can turn that off. Turn around. Turn around. There we go. I don't want to like get flipped around and have my science bay fly off. We still have electric charge, so that was actually just the sheer forces of the atmosphere there. Yeah, so here we are. Parachute opening. Thank you. It opens slowly now. It used to just be like 500 meters. It was open. You're good. And we're going to come down at about, probably going to hit just over 5 meters a second. So, kind of stately. Very nice. We can physical time accelerate a little bit so we can speed this up. And we'll go back down. So if we hit it, if we go physical time acceleration while we hit the ground, it has a tendency to blow things up. So let's go ahead, do a mystery goo observation, because I did keep one from the water. Nice. And let us do a crew report from the water. And we'll do an EVA also from the water. Flying over Kerbal's water. Okay, so let's store that actually. Store experiments. And then if I hit space, I'll fall off. Stand up. And now I should be able to do an EVA report from Kerbal's water. Perfect. Jump. There we go. Perfect. Like a raft. B. I need to hit B to board. It used to be F. Alright, cool. So now we can recover that. We get maximized our science. We went on a crazy, too high rocket launch. Next time we're going to be trying to go for a more efficient orbit. Something that's going to keep us lower, but is going to allow us to make a stable orbit. So, from that, thanks to Valentina Kerman's valiant efforts, we have 65 science. We got 51.3 science. That's awesome. That's really great. We got some funds here. Oh, look at that. We got rolling in dough. And Valentina has 1 XP. So if I come over to the science area, so we said that 20, 18, 15. Next stage has higher still, but we're not going to worry about that too much yet. General rocketry. This engine is going to allow us to do some extra control, some bigger fuel tanks, which is good. Stability is also very good. It's going to give us some aerodynamics things, some winglets, and a radial decoupler, which is going to be good if we want to get some extra thrust off the launch pad, which I don't know if we're going to need quite yet, but may come in handy eventually. Radial parachute's very good. Heat shield will be good when we start going out into different celestial bodies. Landing struts also good. Oh, and a service bay is actually, that's a new part that's actually pretty good because you can hide your delicate electronics inside. So let's go ahead and take general rocketry. That's going to leave us with 45, which is actually enough to get one of these guys. Structural fuselage, basically a lot of structural stuff, some bigger, larger, more large equipment. This is more in the engine, so I'm not super needing that right now. I'm thinking I'm going to go with survivability research. And what is this? These are all 45 as well. And we'll take, you know what, what's in aviation? Anything good? Yeah, that's going to allow us to actually make airplanes, which is cool. So we'll take that. And we'll save the rest, because we don't have enough to afford this next row. But that'll be on the agenda for the next time. Actually, I need to go back. I didn't want to go in there. So I wanted to right-click on this. So, can perform EVAs. So we're going to definitely want that. That's going to be important. We'll take that. So leave us with 182,000. Upgrading this will allow us to get surface samples, but we don't need to worry about that right now, and that's also very expensive. Tracking station. This is not as expensive. This is going to allow us to make heavier rockets, which is good. Allow us to make bigger rockets as well. This is more expensive. We're going to need to do a couple of missions for this. But that is going to allow us to increase our part count. So we're going to want to do that. What else we got? Spaceplane hangar. Oh, we're not going to worry about space planes just yet. And we'll need to do this and this to get flight planning. So we got some money to spend. So let's go ahead and upgrade the launch pad. Because size is going to quickly be important. And look at that. It looks so fancy now. I like it. So we just need to get more money. So we'll look next time into some new contracts, probably something about orbiting Kerbal, because I'm sure we can do it. Yeah, get more science, more money for the space program, and we will do all of the awesome things. So thank you guys so much for watching this first episode of Kerbal Space Program. Definitely show me some support if you enjoy it, and let me know if you guys play as well, because I'd like to hear some of your stories. So have a great, awesome day, guys, and I will see you in the next one.